Hello, little break from the London Loop. Here I am in Hampstead with my brother Ian Stafford, owner of the Sporting Club. And he's going to take us on a little tour around this historic London village. So let's go.
This is one of the most beautiful streets in Hampstead. This is Church Row. Beautiful Georgian houses on either side. And at the bottom is Hampstead Parish Church. So, down here is where the Force's sweetheart, Gracie Fields, lived. She got the house built especially for her. We're going to see it in a moment. Very cute, very different, like a lot of the houses here in Hampstead. But there we are, the great dame, I believe, Gracie Fields. And I believe, Judith, you got to meet her once.
I did, I met her on the Isle of Capri. And I was 15 and we were on a long weekend trip. And we were on a little bus trip and the driver said, "Oh, Gracie Fields lives here." We stopped outside her house, great big gates, and the gardener was there or something. He said, "Oh, you're from England. I'll go and fetch her." So he went to fetch her and she came out and
Going,
photo taken. She did, it was great. We had a photo taken with her.
There we go. Built this house for herself.
Yeah, wow. Oh, it's a lovely house, isn't it? Who lives there now? Oh, it'd be about 1972 then when I met her. Then when I was 15, yeah.
There we go.
So Hampstead seems always to have been an upmarket sort of place to live.
Hampstead is a village on the hill before London developed, and all the stagecoaches used to stop here, and it had wells, and we'll see some wells later. And so they used to come and take the water from the wells and stay here. There's a lot of staging pubs, called stagecoach pubs, where they used to travel down from the north and stop the night before then going into London.
Yeah.
So here we have the tomb of arguably the greatest British painter in the history of art, John Constable, famous for the Hay Wain and other works. And here he is with the family. Constable's tomb here at Hampstead Parish Church.
So here we are, Kay Kendall Harrison, famous model of the 60s, died young of leukemia. And you'll see at the bottom, deeply beloved wife of Rex. That's Rex Harrison, who I think everyone's heard of.
Here's the Llewellyn Davis family, all buried here. Probably not heard of them, but they were the family that inspired J.M. Barrie to write Peter Pan and the whole family with Peter Pan, as thunder is heard in the background. So this tombstone inspired J.M. Barrie.
So here's George du Maurier, father of Daphne du Maurier. Again, someone you've probably heard of. And here's Gateskill, Hugh Gateskill, giant of the Labour Party, leader of the Labour Party 1955 to 1963. And I think it was his death that led to Harold Wilson, that famous leader through the 60s, possibly one of the greatest leaders of the Labour Party there's ever been. And here is Peter Cook. He just wanted to be spread on the grounds of this graveyard, so I guess he could be anywhere, or everywhere. Amazing how quiet it is, how peaceful, how villagey. Yet we're 15 minutes tops from King's Cross on the Northern Line.
This is the famous holly bush, which is every photo you see of Hampstead, you see this.
It's even better on the inside.
It's even better on the inside. There we go.
It's where we're going tomorrow for lunch, I think.
We got Sunday lunch tomorrow, yeah.
Good, yeah. Good
So there we go. This is my brother, he does little... This is the Admirals House in Hampstead. It's called the Admirals House because it's built like a ship. And this is the very house that inspired P.L. Travers to write about the Admiral in Mary Poppins. If you've seen the film, they always say, "Good morning, Admiral," and he fires off a cannon. And this is the house that inspired that little part of the film and indeed the book, the Admirals House, here in leafy Hampstead.
And here we have Whitestone Pond, highest point in London. Just walking down Heath Street back towards Hampstead, and the Heath, funnily enough, is on my left.
It's my arse.
And here we have the Quaker House in Hampstead. I think that's a message that falls on deaf ears around here. Where are we going now then, Ian?
So we go down New End, please follow me. On the left is the Duke of Hamilton. It's one of the famous pubs in Hampstead. It's an old staging stagecoach inn where they used to stop and sleep overnight. What's really good about the Duke of Hamilton is that in the basement you've also got the Hampstead Jazz Club.
Oh yeah.
Which is famous because there aren't that many jazz clubs in London. So it's in a well-to-do area, it's a jazz club. So all the great jazz musicians go to Ronnie Scott's, but they also come, believe it or not, and play here at the Hampstead Jazz Club in the basement of the Duke of Hamilton.
Definitely have to check it out. Here's a Hampstead gated community. Not allowed in there. And here we have the former home of Marty Feldman and the current home of Boy George.
So that was Well Walk, this is Well Road, that was Well Passage. Well. Everything here is about wells, and that's because here is an old artesian well, and people used to come from the north into London, stop in Hampstead, stop in the Duke of Hamilton or the Flask or the Hollybush, old stagecoach inns, and they used to get their water from the natural wells which were here at Hampstead. One of the reasons why Hampstead's always been a well-to-do area. Well-to-do.
Oh God. Here we are on the edge of Hampstead, where the Heath abuts the city. Subject of another walkabout. Coming to this channel soon. And here we have the home of John Keats. It's where he used to do drugs with Shelley. And write some poems. Back to the High Street. Interesting take on disused telephone boxes in Hampstead. Just walking past Villa Bianca restaurant, which is where my brother tells me you often see Ricky Gervais filming Afterlife. Not today. So this is the Flask, which is famous for the pub where the meandering medic and his brother had a pint during their tour of Hampstead.
Cheers!